All right, guys, you're stuck with me for a few minutes until we get all the technical difficulties worked out here. The Facebook is just not wanting to play with us at all today. We had a hard time getting everybody in. Michelle is back. All right, there's Michelle. Okay,
Hey,
no feedback from you, so we know you're not the culprit.
that wasn't me. It wasn't my fault.
You know what? Everybody but you actually had trouble logging in to the show tonight, and so we're going to get this figured out while we're waiting on everybody else. And I am sorry about that because we usually are a lot more squared away than this. So
No worries.
if you could tell us about yourself. I found you on Facebook and I found your story very, very interesting. And the whole anti-vax, the CRT, and then I don't want to tell the whole story. It's just I really I like what you did. You put a big middle finger up to the establishment and did your thing. So, anyways, if you could tell us about yourself, that'd be great.
Yeah, so I am a board certified family nurse practitioner is my, official normal job. And I've worked in emergency medicine for the last decade. Oh, we got Josh in now.
There we go. Yep.
And so, basically the last year, or I guess almost 2 years now that COVID has been going on, I've, been working in the emergency department. I had a baby during that time. I was doing just tons of research on really what was going on and just the blatant disregard I was seeing for just truth and transparency. It was out of control. Oh, there's the echoing now.
Lana, do you happen to have a set of headphones or no?
You cannot hear me?
Well, we can. It's just there's a lot of reverb.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I don't know if I have. I mean, I have some earplugs, like the headphones, like the ones like I don't know. I can try them out.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have to give me a moment. So
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you continue, and I'm gonna get.
All right. There we go. Do we still have the feedback?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, Miss Lana, if you could get a set of headphones, that'd be awesome. I think it's coming off the computer speaker. Okay, so anyways, Michelle, if you could. I'm sorry.
Yes, no, you're good. So yeah, basically, when all of the mandates and all of that, I saw that coming down the pipeline. I've been saying for over a year that vaccine mandates are coming, and people said, "Oh, you're crazy," and I'm like, "Nope, that's what this whole thing is about. We're going to be seeing vaccine passports." And, being in the medical field, speaking out about these things obviously has not been popular. I'm the primary breadwinner for my family. So, of course, when I started speaking out publicly against, why are we masking healthy elementary children? We certainly shouldn't be forcing this. I, of course, had a lot of backlash. People reported me to the hospital. I was getting, calls from it. I mean, it's out of control. You're not allowed to have a different opinion right now in this climate, which if that doesn't tell people something, like if that's not a huge red flag, I cannot help these people that don't see that. It's out of control. So, I decided to get involved at the local level because really I think we feel like we're just one person. What do we do? And really, it starts in our local communities. And so I actually decided to run for my local city council, just got elected.
Yes, ma'am.
So, that's where it starts. That's where we make waves in this country back to the proper role of government. And so what's happened in my current employment now, I do own my own business, thankfully. So I saw the writing on the wall years ago, actually, and had my own income, separate from my employment on the side, but still working in the ER. I love what I do. I've done it for the last decade. I'm good at what I do. And just recently, they came out with the vaccine mandate. And, I have natural immunity. I've had COVID. I am not going to go, and I'm not actually anti-vax, by the way, but for my personal situation, I'm not going to go get a shot that I do not feel like I need, and nobody is going to force me to do that. It is my body. absolutely not. Am I going to tolerate that? I don't care what you're threatening me with. The money, right, seems to be this driving force for everyone. If money's involved, they'll just bow down and do whatever they have to do. But no, I'm not going to do it. And so, yeah, I basically told my employer, look, are you really not going to acknowledge natural immunity? And their response back was, we take it you don't want the vaccine. We'll work on getting your shifts covered. Yep. And yeah, I've been very vocal about it. I actually, tonight, this weekend, are my last shifts in the ER.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They're getting the boot.
That kind of, they're getting a boot. I like that. Now, Josh, it kind of brings us over to you. I believe you're still muted, bud. There you go.
I tend to get loud. I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh, Roger that. Because Josh is like health coach and life coach extraordinaire, former Marine, and much like you, a certified badass. So, Josh, if you would tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a Marine. We all have our cross to bear, but we
so. Don't hold it against me.
No, not at all.
Appreciate the opportunity to be here, and it's just awesome to be able to get on and with like-minded people. But name's Josh McDermott, dad, husband, Marine, used to be a cop, and now found my calling finally as a transformation coach. Born and raised Rockford, Illinois, married 12 years. My wife has actually just got her citizenship in August. She's a Mexican citizen. Now she's an American citizen. So yeah, super proud of her. 3 boys, JJ, Kevin, Isaac. Love those guys. They're my ride or dies. And May, I think it was May. Up to then, I had been a police officer, served basic patrol, SWAT team, a SWAT medic in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I was with Albuquerque PD, Bernalillo County Sheriffs, and most recently with a department here in Arizona. I'm not going to name, but left in May, and I kind of lost my passion, lost my calling. Hated going to work. It was just the bullcrap. The vaccine stuff was coming up. I saw it coming. Hey, first responders, you're gonna get ready, and ain't anybody got time for that. So I started losing my passion, losing my zeal for going. And I love to serve. I love to protect people. I love to just get out and serve wherever I can. And thankfully, this awesome program that I coach has been in my family. It saved my family's lives. And just kept them healthy, kept them around for a long time. And it's impacted so many people. My wife pushed me. She's like, dude, you're not happy. Freaking go do it. Just coach. You can do this. You love people. You love to help people. So freaking that's what I did. I started building a business, and man, lives are getting saved. Lives are getting transformed. I actually was down. I'm down 186 pounds in 6 months. Decided I need to change the habits. I need to change my mindset. I need to get healthy because I want to be around for my wife and my kids. Yeah. And now I found my new calling, my new passion, and that is to tell anybody and anyone that'll freaking listen and help anyone and save as many lives as I can in helping people, guide, because we get so lost. There's so many things out there, and I just want to make it, like I call it in the Marine Corps, Barney style. Barney style is something super simple that anybody can do. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be extra extraordinary. If I can do it, you can freaking do it.
There you go. Let's go ahead and bring Lana in. Lana, if you would, what intrigued me about you is Patriot, first of all. And then you and I talked a little bit, and I was actually stationed in Germany, and you knew where I was at in Germany. The Tesla Foundation, love it. I'm like Mr. Tesla guy. I don't want to buy a Tesla car, but I love everything that he did as a scientist. So if you could tell us about the movies, TVs, whatnot you've been in, that'd be great. And tell us a little bit about yourself. Oh, you're muted. Hold on.
I'm muted. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Hello.
Hey.
I am so okay. First of all, I want to apologize because I do not have my headphones. I can't find them. I do have the Sony ones, but they do not work with my computer, so I don't know. I mean,
yes,
this is all I got for tonight.
That's fine.
So, Anyways, well, like I want to welcome all my patriots here. Michelle, hello.
Hey, hey.
Great job, girl. What you doing? I love it. So, well, as far as for me is my background is I was born and raised in Germany, and I know you were stationed in Germany. And but my parents are Serbian, so that's where Nikola Tesla is from, and the famous Novak Djokovic, the tennis player that everybody knows. So we're proud of them. But yeah, I became American by choice, and I am very proud to be an American. And as you can see here, here, that's what
Now,
I'm talking about.
the
And
pictures
I
that you
wore
had.
red tonight because I figured, it's a true
Roger
patriot.
Well, the picture that you had on your Instagram, I believe, was that you actually taking the oath?
Which one? Sorry.
When you became naturalized, was that the picture?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes. That's a picture that I posted, and I was so proud. It was about I believe like 4 years ago, and like it was an amazing moment, to become an American, to stand there and then pledge the allegiance. And I just literally, like, I was crying because it was a dream come true, and I fought for it for 10 years pretty much. I came to this country, I did everything by the books, everything. I worked really hard for it. And, no criminal records whatsoever, obviously, because I wouldn't get it. So, and, I worked hard for it. And to become an American, it was such an honor. It was incredible. And that's why, like what I see, what's going on right now, it's heartbreaking. And it's actually, I'm furious about it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks like that. There's a lot of people. But to me, I am very proud of it. And I am a big patriot. And I am fighting for my freedom pretty much. So, but yeah, as far as my background, yeah, I am an actress. I'm also a comedian, not stand-up comedian, but comedian. I acted before. I was in another country that I was in entertainment industry pretty much 7 days a week, and became famous there. And then after that, I came to America to pursue my career in Hollywood, and I was featured on The Mentalist. I did a couple parts in what is it called? The Entourage, and like Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I did Deal or No Deal. I was the case girl. So I did a couple things, but also, like at some point, I, as much as I like what I do, but the industry is very harsh and very cruel. And especially Hollywood is not what people think it is, I mean, it's not all the glamour, glitzer glamour. No, it's not. You have to go through a lot of obstacles, and sometimes there is a moment in your time when you go like, okay, do I want to take that route, or do I want to just and I had to say no, because there were things that you had to do and I didn't want to do. So I left Hollywood. I came to New York, actually New Jersey, because of that. And I did different things. I modeled. I was like a foot model, shoe model for Fergalicious for many years. So I did that, and I started.
Me too.
I'm sorry.
I said me too.
You did? What size are you? I'm a size 6. I have small feet. So I did that, and then I did a movie out here. I did actually an independent movie, and it was a romantic comedy, and we won an award. We won an award in Madrid for best short film. We did in Buffalo, and we did in New York Film Festival. So we had about 4 different awards, and I was so proud of it because I was part of it, And even though it was just an independent movie, but it doesn't matter. So, yeah, so I did quite a lot of things. I mean, I have like a big resume that I don't want to like talk about it right now because it's not all about me tonight, right? So, but just so people understand where I'm coming from, But yeah, so that's it.
Well, to bring everything full circle, Lana, I've got your mic muted right now because we still have a little bit of reverb. But to bring everything full circle, Lana's beau is in the United States Army, and but I did see a picture of her with some Marines there, Josh, and
All
I'm
right.
so and I saw everybody's resumes, and we're supposed to have Chris on here tonight too, but like I said, he had some family issues, and God bless you, Chris. Bless your little ones, and you're in my prayers tonight. But Michelle, I want to get back to you because I saw the picture of you now is with the AR. Now,
Oh yeah.
is that a 300 Win Mag?
That's a good question. That particular one is one that my cousin actually built, believe it or not.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, but we've got quite a variety at my house. We take our Second Amendment rights very seriously.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We do here in the state of Texas as well.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of wild. I did not know that. I know Lana went through the naturalization process. Josh, I did not know that about your wife. That's awesome. So everything's kind of coming full circle. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to get into the obvious because what's been on the news. And Michelle, I just want to tell you, people like you are why we do what we do. And I'm running for the 143rd congressional district here in Texas in 2024.
Yes.
So
All right.
hopefully we flip that seat and excuse me. And that's 2024. So it's a lot of planning. And my wife she's behind me on this. So everything's good to go. We'll see what we can do. I'd like to get her butt to run, but I don't know. I don't know that I'm gonna get that make that happen. So anyways, and Lan, I'll bring your mic on here in just a second. The big thing in the news today is Kyle Rittenhouse. And I've been like, I watch it as much as I can because I do work a lot, and I'm in the pipeline industry. So this administration's kind of not my favorite one of all time. I rank him right up there with Jimmy Carter. So, anyways, and I am showing my age. So there you go. But anyways, so Kyle Rittenhouse. But before we get into that, James, I want to say real quick, James, thank you for joining us tonight. He's from Common Sense Broadcasting Network, and he gives us another platform to go on. And hopefully you're going to see my smiling face on TV here pretty soon through them. So anyways, he said I can see my company logo up in the corner. So what happened today, it was going to happen anyways, but the second part of the infrastructure bill got passed while everybody's focused on the two trials going on. And it's amazing to me that even happened. I just can't. I call it the anti-American bill. But anyways, I want to get y'all's thoughts on Kyle Rittenhouse. The Brian put on there, go Kyle, and there was not as much protesting as I thought there was going to be. I was very happy about that, and there was very few protesters outside of there. The fact, and that young man passed out. He literally passed out when they read not guilty. And I felt so bad for this young man because they rushed to judgment right off the bat. So I'd like to get y'all's thoughts on it. There's Raider Dave. He's another former Marine. All these daggum Marines in here.
Wow.
I can't get anybody from the Army to listen to us, for God's sake.
All right. They probably can't figure out how to work the computer, bro.
It's because we hand out crayons at the end of the show. So, anyways, but yeah, I'd like to get y'all's thoughts on the Kyle Rittenhouse on the trial, the rush to judgment, and then also the verdict. And I'm gonna mute my mic and I'll put Lana's on, and that way y'all can talk about it. I've got my thoughts. I think it turned out exactly the way it should have. And as an elected official, young lady, I'd like to hear your opinion as well. It's just. I don't think it could have happened any better. So I'm going to mute my mic and I want to hear what y'all got to say.
Self-defense, baby. If we don't got that in this country, we don't have anything. So absolutely, the correct verdict was reached.
Yeah, and unfortunately, life was lost, and in the beginning, and that always sucks. Especially, we don't want anybody to be hurt or harmed, anything like that. But when your rights you don't get to infringe on other people's rights without there being some consequence. I don't do anything in life without there being some kind of consequences or to my actions, right? And so it's a little bit of personal responsibility. I think was maybe been heard around the world now. Hey, this if you do this, this happens. This is still, United States of America. Everybody has their rights. I believe in the protesting. Everybody has the rights to protest. Everybody has the rights to bear arms. Just don't tell me what I can and cannot do. And I think the verdict today. I don't really do much of the news or stuff anymore. I just look for the important pieces. But from what I heard and just the little evidence that I saw, we should still be able to defend ourselves anytime, any place, defend our family, defend our property, and defend our God-given right. So.
Amen.
Lana?
Well, first of all, I was going to say I posted something about Kyle Rittenhouse, and I said Kyle Rittenhouse is free. So literally, like Facebook, before I got on this call tonight, Facebook blocked me and said for 7 days that I was going against their rules and terrorism, whatever. So I responded. I said, let me tell you something. I'm going to sue your ass, sorry, but for what you say, because I didn't do anything wrong, and it was in the media, and I only relayed what the media said, and that's it. So literally, like, after that, I'm not kidding you, like 5 minutes later, they unblocked me and said, I'm so sorry, we did a mistake. You see? That's what you need to do. You need to fight back, and I'm a fighter, I'm a warrior, So as far as far as Kyle, I think I was so happy for him, literally happy. I mean, I was watching the news, breaking news, and I remember when they're when they pretty much said the verdict, and I literally cried, tears of joy pretty much, because it broke my heart. This poor boy, 17, 18 years old, I mean, to go in for the rest of his life, for what? For self-defense? I mean, seriously, anybody in this world, if you were in that position, you would have done the same thing. Okay, you've been attacked. What do you do? But this crazy Antifa, whatever the hell they wear, crazies, that's what I call them, and you would have done the same thing. So this poor boy, it was justice was served, and I am so happy. And I think people are starting to believe that there is actually justice in this country, because we almost lost faith in it. But I think today was an incredible day for America, and I think it's the start of something really good.
Agreed. There's so much going on right now, and this, Michelle, I want to bring you in on this, right? Because the CRT pretty much, you're on the city council there in oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm having a brain.
St. George, Utah.
St. George, there you go.
Yep.
Michelle or Tanner for St. George. You think I'd remember that? But okay, so do you deal with anything with the school board with CRT at all, or no?
Well, yeah, so that's been the interesting thing here in Utah is, supposedly they say, oh, no, there's no CRT here. They passed a bill. Yeah, no CRT, but yet it still is trickling in. And when you talk to people that really follow what's going on in the schools, the books, I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the books that are in the libraries of these schools.
Oh my God, I saw it. Yeah, it's
like straight up porn.
Yes,
it's outrageous.
And it's very rude porn. It's not like even soft porn. It's not like trying to
like incest.
Yes.
Like
see, I wasn't going to go there, but since we're there, yeah, it's incredible.
Right. And yeah, I mean, obviously CRT is a little different than that, but it's the same concept as far as how are these ideas and ideologies still trickling into even these supposed conservative, I live in one of the most conservative counties probably in the country, and it's still trickling in here. So yeah, that's actually a big thing that we have a great organization here in Utah Parents United, that's what we do. We try to find where these things are coming in and and stop it, because you have to be proactive in this day and age.
See, I took Tyler out. It's our youngest boy. I was telling Josh here, we've got the Brady Bunch here. Yvette and I, we met late in life, but we've got the Brady Bunch going on, and we've got like 8,472 kids. But in all seriousness, Tyler, I took him out. He the last 3 years he's been homeschooled. He graduated. Now he's going to school in Wyoming in February. And he brought some stuff home, and I saw it, and I'm like, oh my God. And it wasn't the porn, like it wasn't quite as brash as it is now, but it was definitely a socialist agenda. Yeah. And what's funny is I was so dead set against homeschooling. Yvette homeschooled all her kids. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. I don't believe in it. And I'll be damned if I didn't end up doing it. And if you've got if you've got kids in Atlanta, I don't know if you have any babies yet or not, but if you do, homeschool the crap out of them. And we actually started through K-12, and it's the same crap actually, and it's just it's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. For one, being in the military. And Josh, you can probably attest to this. They are going against the American agenda right now, or the Biden agenda right now is going against everything that we stood for. And it's incredible to me. Now, as far as you're in St. George, correct?
I am, yes.
St. George, Utah. Now, Utah is a pretty good to go state. Do you have a lot of the illegal immigration there in Utah?
Oh, we definitely in my area have our fair share for sure. Not anywhere near, I'm sure, what you have. What actually probably both of you guys, Texas and Arizona. But yeah, we still have it here for sure.
Atlanta may be dealing with that as well, because I saw a lot of the flights were going into New York and New Jersey. So
Well, as far as you talking about the borders, right? So I have a really dear friend who is actually right now at the border at Texas and Arizona, and his company they were actually just like on TV, Fox News, about 2 days ago. It's called the Strategic Response Partners Security. And they're taking care of all like the criminals that are trying to enter this country, and also like all the poor children that are being child trafficking in this country, and the women that are being sex trafficking as well. So they're taking good care. They have all these like drones, like professional drones, and so I'm very proud of him. He works very closely with General Flynn. And Mike Lindell was also there. So they're doing a really, really good thing for this country, and I want to give a shout out to him. His name is Steve Slepčević. He's also Serbian like me, but grew up in the States, American also. But strategic response partners, security, and they're doing an incredible job. I mean, there's so much going on that people don't know, that is not featured on mainstream media, and it is about child trafficking, and it's so sad. It's absolutely sad. I mean, I don't have children, and I would love to have children, but I will fight for them, like no matter what. Because what they're doing, exactly, what they're doing is absolutely beyond evil, and this needs to stop right now. Like this is it's just. I have no words for it. I get very passionate about it, and I'm sure you would understand.
Well, if I can say something about the schools, actually,
you just sent me porn on my phone, Josh. What's that about? I don't know.
Hey, for the record, hey, hold on. Is this being recorded? Hey,
it's just live, brother.
Hey, maybe free Jesus, Josh, free Coach Josh, but not this Josh.
Yeah.
So for the schooling, we kind of saw the direction it's going, and we're just like, hey, we got to do something different. Not only everything else that's going on right now, but kids aren't really learning anything in school. They're learning the same old stuff that they were learning back in the 1800s, right? The whole school system, public school system, is actually set up like it was in the 1800s. The same crap. It's the same stuff, the same setup. You either fit into it or you don't. They put you through because the education system was set to go through to prepare people to go work in the factories. It was made for people to go and just do layman jobs. So actually, my wife and I, and this has actually happened through, and I'll share this whole story sometime, but my whole transformation of my life and my coaching and this whole thing that happened the last 8 months brought us to Valor Global Schools Online, and it's a Christian based, it's a patriotic, USA school. They don't only just teach your kids math and arithmetic and English, whatever else they teach, right? All the things you're supposed to know that I obviously didn't learn. But my 11-year-old is in a kingdom business building class. He's learning how to be an entrepreneur at 11 years old. My 9-year-old Kevin, he's one of his elective is a cooking class. That dude freaking started cooking, right? He cooks all the time. So guys, there are options out there. Stuff, if you're listening and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I don't have time to homeschool my kids or this or that. Hey, there are options. And one of them, I'm gonna plug it. Check Valor Global Schools. I think it's .org, but Valor Global Schools. Check them out, and it's been a game changer for us.
Well, you've got a Becca, you've got My Father's World. There's so many options. There's so many options. If you want a Christian based, education for your children.
I was going to say something. So I was going to say something about the school teaching. So I remember, like I grew up in Germany, and like I grew up in a very strict household. My parents are Eastern European, so grew up with morals and like manners and everything. So they were super strict. And I remember, like, when I was 16, I mean, I was like a tomboy. I was like hiding everything, didn't want to show, was sneakers, and now I see these girls, and I'm like, literally, like they're prostituting themselves, I mean, you see them 16 years old. I don't have a child again, but if I had a daughter, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to tie you up at home. You're not going to leave. I mean, and Michelle is laughing, but it's like, but what they're teaching right now in school, it's absolutely horrible. It's horrific. It's like, what is wrong with these people? It's like all this sexual pornography and transgender, and okay, this is fun. This is normal. It's not normal. Okay, this is not normal. Not like, this is not what we're about. This is not what America is about, or the whole world is about. It's absolutely, there's nothing. They don't teach them anything about history. They have no clue, or religion, or like, it's all this bullshit pretty much about, it's all politics, and and like I said, transgender, and go against Trump, go against the police, and it's like all about Black Lives Matter, Antifa matters. I mean, it's all bullshit. Like, literally, like what is wrong with these people? And you know what the problem is, to be honest? It's also Hollywood is the problem. Hollywood and all these like musicians. Like, you have Cardi B, posting this video of her like literally sexually like humping I don't know what, and all these other artists. It's just so bad. And these children are following them, on Instagram, and praising them as if they're like God. And that's the problem. And and I don't know how we're gonna fix it, because our children, I mean, not, but all these other children are already like brainwashed by all these evil people that are on TV and on social media and on media and mainstream media. And that is the problem. We need to fix it. I don't know how, but I feel like mainstream media is the first one that has to go, because themselves are the devil itself, pretty much. That's what I believe in.
And that's the thing. The schools now are raising followers. We need leaders. You ask how to make a change, and it's like, that's what we have to do, is we have to raise up leaders. And now this is our fight, and it comes down to that thing where it's like, please if war comes, let it come in my time, so that my kids don't have to do that. I can't remember the exact quote. It wasn't in crayon, so I didn't visualize it. But the thing is they're raising up followers, but we have to go ahead and stand up and say something and say, hey, there are alternatives, because their alternatives are being shut out. And you talk about the media, the media just raises fear. They repeat, what's heard and what's said, and they just rebound it back and forth. And people don't know where to go, and so it's outlets like these, and we have to be the ones to stand up and raise leaders, because right now they're being taught to be followers and just regurgitate what they're hearing. So
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
fact.
that's where it starts, right in our homes, with our own children, our own communities. Like if I could tell anyone any advice right now, get involved in your local communities, attend your school board meetings. Public school, it is a crap show. Take your kids out of school if you can. I totally agree with that. Because it's where they push the socialist communist agenda. They've been doing it for decades. It's just so blatant now. They're not even trying to hide it anymore.
Oh, that's a fact. It's they don't even care anymore.
Right.
They don't even care, and that's in every facet of the government right now. And we've got so many rhinos. I don't even consider myself a Republican. I registered as a Republican. Yvette and I ran as state delegates and were elected, and so you had to have a party.
Yep.
And I was independent for a long. I was actually Tea Party for a long time, and now I'm a registered Republican, and I'm gonna have to stay that way if I want to run. So this, that, and the other thing, but you look at the comments here. I got mad as hell when I saw my grandchildren being taught in school, and Dave, you're right. It's how the children are raised, and Michelle, you made an awesome point that you have to be involved in your children's lives. Now our kids are almost, they're at the age now where I love it. Trump won. They're at the age now where they're getting out on their own and whatnot, but well, guys, here real quick, if y'all will come back here in a few minutes, we do a thing every week. We're running behind because I had to restart the show, and I do apologize. We do a thing every week. We call it Dumbass of the Week, and there are plenty of them, and then we're gonna do our trivia. So first, we're gonna let me find the picture here of the. We always seem to find Florida for the Dumbass of the Week. I don't know what it is, but here we go. There's the Dumbass of the Week. All righty. From Florida, stay classy, Florida. Teacher of the Year, arrested for hitting pupil who criticized award. A Florida educator was busted for child abuse 2 days after being named Teacher of the Year. High school English teacher Caroline Melanie Lee, 60, was proudly hailed for her achievement by the Duval County Public Schools last Wednesday, according to Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. She was arrested Friday, accused of hitting a female pupil in the face and leaving her with a bloody nose, the arrest report said. Lee allegedly demanded the pupil come to her office after she read a comment thread on Instagram that challenged her new award, accusing her of using the N-word in classes. The pupil, who was not identified because she's a juvenile, obviously, was too terrified to go to Lee's office, she told the investigators, but the teacher stormed in the classroom, demanded she leave with her. The police report said with surveillance showing the teacher walking ahead in an aggressive pace. The teacher then proceeded to call a student a effing bitch and landed more strikes on top of her head and also kicked her in her lower leg. Charges are pending. They have not, she's not gone to court yet, but that right there, stay classy, Florida, is your dumbass of the week. And one more reason to keep your kids out of freaking school, for God's sakes. Guys, I'll get to the comments here in a minute. I'm trying to get everything done by myself tonight. Now we're going to go to trivia, and this is U.S. trivia. And what we do here, guys, is whoever gets the right answer, we usually send them out some gear. So we'll and I'm going to send all y'all out some gear too. I'll get your addresses after the show if I haven't got them already. We get I don't know. Y'all pick out the prize. We got tumblers, we got shirts, we got stickers, koozies, candles.
Got any rifles over there?
I am not giving those away. So, what do you a t-shirt and a window sticker? How's that sound? Awesome ass TTR, right. Awesome TTR shirt, and a window sticker. This is, I'll tell you what, I'll give a tumbler out for this one because this one's a hard one. This is a hard one. Let me run over here to the comments real quick. Yeah, Sheila. Yeah, it's you're right there, Brian. Okay, so the trivia. Let me go ahead and get this up here. Which U.S. president was the only president to be elected twice, but in non-consecutive terms, and also hold the job of hangman? Which U.S. president was the only president to be elected twice, but in non-consecutive terms, and hold the job of hangman? No winners this week. It was Grover Cleveland, the first Democrat elected after the Civil War in 1885. Our 22nd and 24th president was the only president to leave the White House and return for a second term for 4 years, and also held the job of hangman in Erie County. His first hanging was in 1870 at 28 years old. So there you go. That's our trivia for the week, and I do a lot of digging for this stuff. So
see, there's a public school education, bro. I didn't even know that guy was a president.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, well, James actually got it. James, I'm supposed to call you Monday anyways. I'll get your address at that point, and we'll send you out some TTR gear. Brian, he lives in Erie County. Well, watch out for Grover Cleveland, buddy, because he is on the prowl. Anyways, guys, if you would join us here, we've got Shannon Book on the ticker on the bottom. Shannon Book is normally on with us, but he's out promoting his new album. He's the artist that we played at the beginning, and I tell you what, Shannon's music is phenomenal. I've known Shannon a long time. He's with Vetted now. He's got his new band out called Deliberately Broken. And I always screw this up. I don't know how much of his proceeds go to end veteran suicide, but he does do a lot of good work to end veteran suicide. And guys, if you're out there and you're a veteran and you need to reach out, Vow 22 is an awesome organization. Love them guys. We're going to play a song real quick, and then we'll be right back. If y'all would stop your cam and mute your mic, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we'll enjoy some Shannon's music, and then we'll get into some more topics. We'll see y'all in 5.
I can't help but think
right, welcome back to the second half of Rev Nation. We'll get our guests back in here in just a second. As soon as they, there we go. There's Josh. Josh is eating. Oh my God! And we'll have Lana and Michelle back here in a second. Yeah.
Yo.
Oh, all y'all stories are pretty. They're different, but they're pretty much the same. They all have the end result. Everybody wanted to go back into and do things for themselves. And I want to go back to Michelle for a second. What was the determining factor to make you run for office?
That's a great question. This isn't anything that I ever aspired to do, by the way. I mean, I've always been somewhat politically informed, and freedom, liberty has always been super important to me, but certainly I never had any aspirations to actually run for any type of office. So really the tipping factor for me is I'm a mama bear, and when you start messing with my kids and their futures, and it was the mask mandate on the kids actually that was the tipping point for me. At that point in time, the school that my son was at, they had mandated the masks, and I'm like, can anybody show me even one scientific study to back this up? This is outrageous. And of course, nobody could. And so I was just so tired of the lack of accountability. I was in touch with our governor's office, our school districts, our school boards, our local leadership, and every single one of them would pass the blame, pass the buck on someone else. I would send them studies proving that we shouldn't be doing this. They would say, yes, we agree with you, but it's their fault. We can't do anything. Our hands are tied. And so I just was like, enough is enough. We need people in offices who will take accountability, who will fight back, who understand the proper role of government. And so I was just basically to a point of like, if none of y'all are going to do it, then I'm going to do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, Lana, one thing I've been dying to ask you here. You're in Hollywood and that whole scene there. Now, one thing that what he did for our country, and that's a fact. Our country flourished. But one thing he did while he was in office that a lot of people don't really realize is his crackdown on child sex trafficking. And I want to get, if you don't mind here real quick, I'd like to get Lana's input on that because she was out there in the land of weirdos. And yeah, I'd like to know what went on there, what you saw, and just what's going to happen here in the future. Your thoughts on that?
I like how you say in the land of weirdos. I call it holy weird all the time. So because there are weird people, and I always feel like there should be their own country or should live on an island, isolated from America because they're not normal, obviously. So to be honest, I haven't, like while I was out there, I haven't experienced as far as like, with this child trafficking, anything. I haven't, like obviously I don't know about it, but later on I found out about it. But I do know that Trump was, like a big supporter, and Melania, she's very much involved in that organization, and I'm so, like I'm proud of her, what she's doing. But yeah, I mean, these people are just, I feel like they're just evil people. There's so many and it's just funny because all these people, they don't know them, they just worshiping all these Hollywood stars because they're like, they're on TV, but they don't really know anything about them. They're just like normal people like you and I, but they were just lucky to get some success, put their foot in the door, and that's it, but they're just normal people. And to be quite honest, a lot of them don't even have real talent. They're just there for a reason because they did something to get into the doors. Do you know what I mean? So while I was out there, I mean, I had an incident, with the producer, and I'm not going to mention his name right now, but like I literally like I went there to audition, and I wanted to, be part of the movie, and I got, this meeting through a friend. But then when I was out there, he literally like was telling me like straightforward what he really wants. And I was just like, stunned. I couldn't believe that because I was so serious about what I wanted to do, and he just didn't care. Again, he's like, degrading women. Like when you see a woman who looks a certain way, that's what it is, like, okay, like they don't give a shit pretty much, and it's true. And like, and I was so mad. And when I had this audition and this meeting, I pretty much stood up. I didn't even like take I had my jacket on. I didn't even take it off. But I stood up and I said, listen to me. I said, like, are you serious right now? It's like, so because you're not going to, because you're not going to sleep with me, so you're not going to give me that part. I said, you are a freaking asshole, like, and a weirdo. And I stood, and he was just like stunned. He couldn't believe what I was saying because he's not used to that, you know? And I just took off. And that was it. And I didn't, I'm so happy that I left that world, and I really don't care. I don't need Hollywood. I can make my own, little show. I have my followers, my avid followers that have been following me for many years. And, I just want to stand my ground, and I want to express, like my feelings and what I feel about what's going on, and I just feel it's really, really wrong what they're doing. And that's it. And I feel there's so many amazing, amazing artists, like, and actors out there. They just don't get the opportunity because they don't have the money, or they don't know the right people, or, like, they just don't want to do certain things that Hollywood requires you to do.
Or they don't believe in the right things for the politics or religion.
Exactly. It's all about that. And, like, and I, like, like, I wish, there was a way to get all these talented people out there. And I think what happened really with this whole pandemic, scandemic, whatever that is, so, but, I think it taught a lot of people. And, in 2020, a lot of people went online, they went on YouTube, and they were pretty much advertising themselves. And I'm so proud of them. A lot of people became actually famous on social media, for speaking out the truth. And I am so proud of that. And I don't think that anybody actually looks at Hollywood people anymore the way they looked at them before. Nobody cares about them anymore, literally, pretty much. So.
Josh, I don't know. You've got your videos going out, and Michelle, I just got your message. Do you need to? You said you had a speaking engagement coming up.
Oh no, I actually work in the ER tonight, so that's why I was asking.
Lord. Well, no. If you need to go, sweetie, go ahead and go.
No, I'm okay. I just didn't know timeline. I'm good for another, half hour or so. So we're good.
Okay, outstanding. And again,
these are my last 2 shifts in the ER. Because of the whole. They're not letting me stick around since I'm not vaccinated. Apparently I'm safe enough to take care of my patients this weekend, but after this weekend, I am a danger to all those around me in the hospital.
That's COVID with the curfews. COVID is extremely potent after 8:00. I don't know. It's like on aisle 13 at Walmart after 8:00. You can't. You got to watch out. It like leaps out at you. So now, Josh, you're a coach. You're a life coach, and you're a trainer. Now, do you go to gyms? Do people come to you, or how has the pandemic affected you?
It hasn't actually. More people are looking to get healthy. So, and actually, I don't. All the training that we do is basically, I coach a personal development program with a weight loss component, and it's super awesome because I'm not a diet coach. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't coach diets. I don't coach none of that stuff. Diets don't work, by the way, if you don't know. It's called the yo-yo effect. Boom. Because if you don't change the habits and the mindset that got you there in the first place, then nothing else changes.
Well, that's what I told you. I said, I can go on all the diets and walk all I want to, but cows eat grass and they walk and they're fat. So there you go. It never worked for me.
That's right. No, so actually, a little bit about the program, about my story is that, it was 265 pounds. 5'11", way overweight, low energy, brain fog, felt like crap, headed down a dark road, and my wife had to verbally slap me. We don't live in a domestic violence household. But
What?
she said to me, she goes, if you don't make a change, you're not going to be around for your kids. And I'm not raising them by myself. And so that was my wake up call. And so reached out to my coach, and he's the one that helped me get going. And it's super easy program, but I lost the weight the right way, right? With proper nutrition, no food prep, something super easy that even I could do. Like if I could do it, anybody could do it.
Well, you are a Marine. Yeah.
Yeah. Barney style. I needed something. It actually comes with pictures and instructions.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So super easy. And I actually lost that first 86 pounds without working out 6 months, but I was the healthiest I ever been. And then now 8 months later, I'm actually better shape than I was in the Marine Corps. I feel like I'm 19 again. The wife let me pierce my ears again. Got my style back, got my swag back. My wife got her husband back. My kids got their dad back. So
you know what's weird about that is the kids, they got these big old dangly earrings and everything. I was in a band when I was growing up, and I had both ears pierced, hair metal, woo, that kind of thing. And I don't know how, but my ears, they're still open for. I put earrings in. It was just kind of wild, but anyways,
no, that's what I got to re-pierce them. So yeah, it was it's been a cool experience, man, and I get to do it all while living here at home, working from home, integrated life. I get to be with my wife, get to be with my kids, and at the same time, I've got my office right here, and I can save lives from. I was in Cancun 2 weeks ago. We were saving lives from Cancun, just dealing hope to people. People feel lost. People don't know where to go, don't know what to do. And we just offer hope. And we offer just a simple solution and just the gift of life and business, right?
Yeah, obviously because you and I talked, and you're doing rather well with that, and your family is so much better off now. All of that being said, it seems like the three of you have kind of, what you were doing is not what you're doing anymore, and you're not only, you made it better for yourself, but the community around you. And hats off to y'all for that. It's amazing. Michelle, I saw your story, and I'm like, wow, I got to have her on here, and I'd like to have you back on later on, and talk about. I really want to dig into the city council, because I don't think you've had time enough to actually dig into that, have you?
As far as starting my city council position?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so I just literally, we just had the elections November 2nd, so I haven't even been sworn in yet. But I've been pretty heavily involved just in my community a lot over the last 20 months now. And so people are like, how are you going to have time, for all this? Because I run my business. And I'm like, I've already been putting in tons of time to this. Now I'm just going to be able to do it in a more official capacity. Yes,
yeah. I do. I want to visit back with you here in about a couple months, and I just, because I got a feeling you're going to be a hellion on the city council. So I'm just, I mean that in the best possible way. I really do.
It's funny because I actually organized myself, along with a couple of ICU nurses. We just organized a huge protest in our community in front of the hospital against the mandate for the vaccine, right? And we had, so many people from the community turned out. We had over 1,000 people there, just great turnout. And so I was on the front page of the news wearing my "Let's Go Brandon" shirt, and so like literally it's like the headline, "Newly elected city councilwoman, organized."
Let's go, Brandon. Yeah.
The majority of my community was like, hell yes, right? But I did have a couple of people. In fact, one posted publicly on my page. She says, it is completely inappropriate that a city councilwoman is organizing a protest. And I responded to her and said, and I posted this publicly too, I said, it is completely inappropriate that every single elected official in this state were not out there protesting the mandate against their citizens. And that's really what this is. So yeah, I probably will, ruffle some feathers a bit, and it needs to be done. I'm not going to stop just because there's a few out there who think it's inappropriate.
To hell with them. I mean, seriously,
Exactly.
it's at the point now where we're all fighting for our freedoms, and
Absolutely.
people, it's crazy to me because the restaurants are open somewhat, and the deal with our show is they're actually able to go out. We've got the worst time slot in the history of time slots, but they always come back and watch our show. So I'll send you all the final numbers here in a couple days. But that being said, people, okay, now I can go to a restaurant and eat, or I can go to the store without a mask on. Our freedoms are back. No, they're not. They're giving you bits and pieces just to keep you happy and shut your hole. That's exactly what they're doing. And and Trina said yes, ruffle those feathers, and I'm assuming that's for you, Miss Michelle.
That's my mom.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
That's for Miss Michelle.
Mom.
Hi, Mom. But it's, and Lana, I want to get with you here in a minute, so I'm gonna have to mute my mic while you're talking here. There's something funky going on with my microphone when you talk. So, anyways, as far as what you do, you're a huge social media influencer, because I did my homework and my research in Hollywood career and this, that, and the other thing. As far as being a naturalized citizen, what do you plan on doing moving forward to help others? Because we do have a large illegal immigrant problem. You did it the right way. Hats off to you. As far as using your influence, because I like your posts. Your posts are funny as hell. Just no doubt. But all of us, we get on there and we post, we make funny memes and everything. But I'd like to know moving forward, do you have any aspirations? And I want to ask you that same question here in a minute, Michelle, because I'd like to see you move further than city council. But Lana, do you have any aspirations to run for office?
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you. Well, before we go, I was going to tell you about the vaccine because, Michelle was saying that I'm so proud of you, Michelle, what you're doing, and go for it. It's awesome. I mean, we all I actually had a side job that I was doing and I lost my job in New York, even though I live in Jersey, but because of the mandates but I took it as a champ. I'm like, all right, you know what? That's fine. We're gonna fight this. And thankfully, where I live in Jersey, we do not have that. We're still kind of free. And like you said, they're giving us a little bit of a freedom. We don't know when they're gonna take it away. But for now, we don't have to we don't wear masks. We don't have any mandates like going to restaurants. But again, you never know. You never know with the lefties when it's going to end, what's going to change with them. It's always like crazy. However, so for now, I'm enjoying it. But however, I mean, yeah, I'm doing like a lot of this social media. I have this page, my you can look it up. I mean, maybe you can feature it as Lana Sanin. I have a lot of followers and I do post a lot of inspirational things and, like funny stuff too. Cause I feel like we live in this world, crazy world. There's so much hate going on, and I just, I'm the type of person, I want to see everybody happy. I want to put a smile on people's face. And so I do a lot of like this comedy skits and I mock people and I mock pretty much every politician out there, especially the lefties, the liberals, because they gave me a lot of material for the past 2 years, to work on that. So I do that and people appreciate it. But I do want to say that I want to so with my friend who's currently at the border that I talked about, he actually has this. They came up with this new what is it called? I'm going to look it up right now, but it's a new thing. It's called Reawaken America Tour. So you can actually go on Rumble and look it up. And there's a lot of, amazing speakers out there that you want to listen to. And I think I'm going to, take part of that Reawaken Tour and go around America and just like speak up for the people and and we're all about General Flynn is actually involved, Mike Lindell and all that. So do something good for America, you know, like, and make America, like they say, great again, or make America new again. So, so I'm gonna go for that, and I'm also like involved in Sava Pack. Sava Pack is an organization where it's like Serbian Americans, so Serbians who were born in America or who became Americans, but they're Serbian Americans. So we're fighting for our freedom. So that's another organization that I'm involved in, and so we're going around countries, like, you know, like, sorry, around states and speaking up, you know, same thing, fighting for freedom. And I think that's what's going to be my part, you know, for 2022. I forgot it's 2022.
Do it.
So I just, you know, want to stand my ground and fight for it. And I think we all should lock hands and, you know, like, and, you know, we need to do this together, because if we don't, I mean, unfortunately, you know, like, if this goes on and we don't do anything about it, I have a feeling that, you know, America is going to become a communist country. And we don't want that, you know. So, and we don't want America to be divided as well. Like, some people, I remember you talked about it, that, you know, Florida and Texas have, you know, talked about, like, oh yeah, maybe we should become our own country. I have to say that I don't think that's a great idea, and I tell you why. Because where I'm from, you know, like, like, you know, Serbia was part of Yugoslavia. It consisted of 6 states. Where Melania's from, she's Slovenian. This was part of Yugoslavia, and it was a communist country, but they divided themselves, and now everybody's their own country, which is kind of sad. And I don't want that to happen to America. So I want them to stick together, you know. It shouldn't be just Texas. It shouldn't be just Florida. It should be America, like it used to be America, you know. And we need to fight for it. But the only reason, you know, the only way to fight for it is, like, really, like, lock hands, go against this tyranny and against this, like, evil government that we have right now, you know. Because, yeah, that's pretty much it. And thank you so much again. Thank you so much for having me on the show. And I'm so proud of all of you. Yay!
We're proud of you.
You're
And
awesome.
you too. You're like awesome. Former Marine. I love it. Love it. I have high respect for all soldiers. I love it.
She did call you a soldier.
Oh, sorry about audio was cutting out. I didn't hear it.
Oh, but okay, so she did call you soldier is what I said. But anyways, yeah.
Sorry, it's still cutting out, didn't it?
Yeah, it's that crayon in your ear. Yeah. Excuse me. So, Michelle, what are your aspirations moving forward? Because I can't picture you being happy or satisfied with city council. I can see you moving on.
It's funny because, you know, people will ask me that all the time, and I'm like, really, what I want to do is I want to move to the middle of nowhere with my family, live off grid, but my husband won't let me do that. So I guess I gotta, you know, continue to be involved, fight the good fight. So, you know, I'll go wherever I feel God's leading me to go. I never thought that I would do this, but God has led me here. If God brings you to it, he'll bring you through it.
That's right.
And I do feel like this will be my realm for a lot of years to come. As far as what capacity, it's hard to say. I don't know. I just want to do what I feel like God wants me to do and protect my family, my freedom, my country.
That's and I can see you're all about that. Josh, I can see you moving on as like maybe a Richard Simmons type thing, or
oh yes.
We need the big hair and the leotard, man. I'm picturing you right now doing the you know. Go ahead. I said yes. I said that in front of your mom. Sorry.
I say, hey, watch it. She's probably got some pictures. She's probably digging up right now.
Oh,
so.
please, dear God, I will pay her money. Anyways, guys, you're gonna see a lot more of Josh on TTR Rev Nation. We let's see. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I thought she's gonna throw up a picture there, your mom, but you know, we're gonna see a lot more of Josh on the page and on Instagram. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, Freedom Lake. all your and of course, how can I forget Veteran Radio Syndicate, and also Common Sense Broadcasting Network. We're getting out there. The word's getting out there, and people are tired of it. They're just damn tired of it. They're tired of the oppression, and that's exactly what we're living in. And Lana could probably speak more to that because of you grew up in Serbia, and when I was in Germany, let's just say it's a different realm over there. It's a whole different ball game over there, and people, these youngsters coming up, they take their freedoms for granted. And that's what we were all talking about earlier. You have to teach your children right, because if you don't teach them right,
somebody else is going to teach them.
Correct. And complacency is such the norm now. It's the norm. And I don't understand these people with the socialism and how they think that's a good thing, because we can look at Venezuela and see how it's not. And if they want a bread line, I'm sure the four of us could probably chip in, buy them a ticket, and send them right back, send them over to Venezuela and show them how it is.
Well, Todd, you said complacency, man, and that strikes a chord with me, because through military law enforcement training, we're always taught, and now I convert it through with coaching. To me, complacency and comfort are the same thing, right? We get so comfortable with our rights, we get so comfortable with the way life is that we become complacent. We're like that frog, and we're inside the boiling, the warm water, the lukewarm water right now, right?
Yeah.
It's nice and cool. It's lukewarm. Start heating it up, and it's like in the military and Marine Corps and Army and in law enforcement, it's like we're taught complacency kills. Once you become complacent, you become a danger to yourself and others, and you start giving stuff up because you don't. First of all, you don't realize you have it, but then we become like that frog in the water heating up, and next thing you know, it's too late. So, sorry, man, interrupt, but complacency, man, that word always gets me, because I hear good comfort. I hear freaking, hey, get out of that mode, get out of that mindset of comfort and complacency. We need to be progressing, and we need to the right progressing, right? Not the progressive,
not the progressive left. Yeah,
right. We need to be progressing the right direction.
It just amazes me. It's the new norm. It really is, and they're taught this in school. And as we were all talking about that earlier. Atlanta hit on it real hard with the what they are actually taught in school, and it's just mind boggling. It is mind boggling. And Michelle, we are putting the ball in your court, because we totally expect you to stop that in the entire state of Utah. From St. George. From St. George.
Yeah.
It's now, Lana, when I lived in Germany, the education was actually pretty damn good. If you were a citizen there, you had to learn another language, and it was English 99% of the time. Now, I did learn German when I was over there through the Head Start program, and learned how to order a beer and go to the Bahnhof and stuff like that. But Lana, how was education when you were there? Because I think there's quite a big age gap between you and I. So, I'm thinking the education has it gone downhill or no?
Well, I mean, so yeah, you're right. So when I was in school, the great thing is, like, in Europe, you get to learn so many different languages, which you don't have out here in the States, which is sad. And I think they should implement that. But when I was there, I was born, actually, I had to correct you, but I was born in Germany. I wasn't born in Serbia. My parents are from Serbia, so I'm Serbian descent, but not born there. However, when I was in Germany, I had English. I had to learn English. But then I had I could choose between two different languages. So I chose French and Spanish. So I had German, I had English, I had French, I had Spanish, and then my parents sent me to a private school to learn Serbian, because I grew up in Germany, so all I was speaking was German, even though my parents spoke with me Serbian, but I wasn't really good at that. So I had like, all these different languages, and sometimes I confused them all because it was like too much. But I did learn all of them, and I have to say, like I was the best in school when it comes. Yeah, like English was. I'm sorry, like my languages were like, my biggest thing. Politics, believe it or not, was my biggest thing. History
No.
was my biggest thing, and sports. Oh my god, I loved sports. But like mathematics, like math, oh my god, I'm the worst. I was the worst until this day. I never know how to save money, so so I'm like the worst at that. But everything else, I was good. And yeah, so it's like, like it was different. It was like you like if I wasn't good, they would just kick me out, like and it was more strict, and it wasn't like you could talk back against you, or like to a teacher, or say something really bad. You were going to school, and you had to behave and be disciplined. And I don't see that what's going on right now. Nobody cares. I mean, look at these schools. And we were taught, I mean, Germany is a little bit different. And I have to say there are liberals, more open-minded about a lot of things, especially when it comes to, sexuality and stuff. They are open-minded. So, but, we had in school, it was called biology. So they were teaching us about, men and women and how you conceive children, but in a nice way. It's like, it's not like, hey, this is what you do, you know what I mean? It wasn't like that. And it's okay if you teach them, because I mean, children have to know. It's like, well, how do babies, where do they come from? But it's how you teach them, and it's like the way I was taught. Like it was different. Now it's so vulgar, it's so pornographic. It's literally like I'm watching a porn movie, and they're teaching that to little children, and it's not right. So
And somebody will try fact check me on this. And that's okay, as I like to be corrected. But you're talking about the teaching of sex ed, basically, and there wasn't really a huge teen pregnancy, teen parents back in the, I think it was like the 70s 80s time frame. But then when they started teaching it, and contraception and all that stuff, I think pregnancy rose, actually. So somebody can check me on that. But I'm sorry to interrupt. But
well, they glorify it now with shows on MTV like Teen Mom and all this other. It's trash. They glorify it, and I'm sorry, kids shouldn't be having kids. Yeah. But to get back to what Lana was saying, is it to me, the education, what she said earlier, it's not just about sexuality and man and woman. It's about the 58, different genders there are now. And you look at Pete Buttigieg, and they celebrated the fact that he took 2 months off for maternity leave. It's just, it's insane. It's complete insanity. Everything that's going on right now. And if it weren't for folks like y'all, that's we're going to put our foot down and say enough is enough, then it's gonna keep on, because America's at the tipping point right now. We are at the tipping point, and it's now or never. We either rise up and fight back, or it is gone.
Well, it's personal responsibility time. People need to pull their big boy pants and their big girl panties up, and sex ed should be taught in the home. Sorry, you should be doing that. You should be disciplining your kids in the home. Nobody else. Police officers shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to go police up your kids. Teachers should not have to go police up your kids. They should educate, right? If we send them to that school, that environment, it should be education, not discipline. And we get down to the things, like it comes down to personal responsibility. And parents, adults need to take personal responsibility and say, hey, these are my beliefs, and take a freaking stand and teach them.
That being said, if I want to take my kid and whoop his ass in Walmart, I have that right as a parent, because 9 times out of 10, they need to ass whoop, because all they're doing is crying over a toy or Play-Doh or whatever. Yeah, but you've got these tree huggers that want to oh, we're going to call CPS because you gave him a spanking. No, you need a spanking too while you bullshitting. You know,
I showed up to calls like that.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet
You know
they
what I told them?
probably called out the damn SWAT team.
Well, I found out when it wasn't. Obviously, I did my due diligence because protecting children is one of my
Yes.
most precious callings, and I get to do that here in a real cool capacity next year. But the thing is, I'd go there and find out and say, hey, what's the problem? What's the deal? You know, kids were calling cops on their parents. Like, what's going on? And to find out after thorough investigation, it's like, actually, I'm going to stand here while you spank them. Go ahead. And it was just like, oh my God.
Because that kid needed an ass whooping. Yeah, you know, if they called the cops, they needed a damn ass whooping.
I was gonna. Okay, this is so funny. I love the show. It's so funny. It's we talk about it because like the way I grew up so strict, and I remember like when I was in school, and we had our grades, and like the end of I think the year, and we get our grades, and my mom, she was waiting for it, and I knew they were so bad, and I was so scared to show it to her. So I was like, first of all, I hated like organizing with my mother, and I'm so different right now. But I was like, okay, I came home. I said, Mom, do you need anything? Do you want me to buy anything? Do you want me to buy shopping? Whatever. And she's like, why are you acting all so weird? I was like, no, you want to, because I knew my grades are coming. And I'm like, I just want to escape. So literally I left and I got home and she saw it and she, took this frying pan and literally was going after me like with a frying pan. So she was trying to whoop my ass. I was like, okay. And that's what I say. That's how I grew up. I grew up like, I got spanked many times and nobody was saying anything because, it wasn't like, oh, like it was your child. This is your child and you're going to raise your child your way. But nowadays, like you said, God forbid you do something, you shout at them right away. Somebody's like, I'm going to call the police. Okay, this is what he did. I mean, this is crazy. Just like they're doing right now in school. What they're doing, they're literally like, what is the FBI doing? They're telling like, the parents are terrorists. Like they're like terror. Like how are they terrorists? Because you're trying to protect your child from this crazy pedophiles in school, pretty much. And it's like, and you're called a terrorist. Like literally, like what is going on with this? Like what's going on in this country, pretty much. And that is so wrong, and we need to stop this. And I'm so proud of all these parents that stood their ground and and said something about it. So I hope it's going to happen in every state, pretty much. Some state, like I said, in a lot of blue states, they're still like brainwashed, and it's very hard to do that.
Well, the Bible says it. It says in the end times, right? The good will be bad, the bad will be good. So now we're fighting this craziness, and we know what happens in the end of that book. But it tells us, hey, the good people need to stand up. We need to do the right thing, and we know it's coming. We're living in it, but we were told a long time ago that it's coming, and now it's here.
Well, hey guys,
and evil prevails when good men do nothing.
Roger that. That's guys. We're coming up at the top half of this, or the last of the show here. We've got a show directly behind us, and I apologize for everything at the beginning there. Michelle, I'm going to let you go first here, so you can go on and get to work and do your thing there. Just final thoughts on what's going on and what we can do as Americans besides believe in God and pray for the best.
Yeah, and I think we hit on a lot of great points. I mean, really, ultimately, what's going on is the battle of good versus evil. And evil prevails when they destroy the family. And that's what we've been seeing with every aspect, whether it's the education system that we've been talking about or trying to say that there's 27 genders or whatever. It all comes down to destroying the family. And so the best thing we can do is make our own personal families a powerhouse. We start with ourselves, right? The individual, which, I know you can speak to with, personal development and being a coach, right? Is it starts with ourselves, making sure that we are doing those small daily things, because it's those daily habits that really make up, what happens in the long run. So taking care of ourselves, our families, and then branching out to our local communities and making sure that we are getting involved. Because guess what? Every single one of us were born at this time in history for a reason, for a divine purpose. And we all should be praying to God to ask what our purpose is to be here right now, because
Roger that.
we're fighting on God's side right now. And that's what we can do, is follow those promptings, and we will prevail because we know who wins in the end.
Roger
Preach.
that. Preach on, preach on. Hey, Josh, ladies first. We're going to let Lana give her final thoughts here, and I'm going to go ahead and mute.
Okay. Well, you know, like I was gonna say, so I think God created, you know, there's two genders, and it's a man and a woman, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing beyond that, and whatever is beyond it, I call it because I don't know what the hell that is, but so that's what I believe in. That's what God created us, and we should stick to that. So whatever is beyond that, I don't know. That's the Democratic liberal leftist party that created that, just like they created, I just saw it like, you know, 2 days ago, that, you know, we can't call women anymore women, we call them like birth I don't know, what is it, birth conceiving, whatever, I don't, they have the craziest names that they're coming out right now. It's just like crazy, like crazy. These people are just absolutely crazy. I don't even have words for it anymore because everything they're doing, the world literally is upside down. You know, pretty much everything is upside down. But that's how the devil works. That's pretty much it, you know. We are, like right now, we're fighting the devil, the Satan. That's what it's all about. And it's becoming more and more clear. I didn't see it, but I saw it the past 2 years, like pretty clearly what's going on. So anyways, I want to, you know, like I just want to say thank you. And, you know, what we can do is, I guess we need to pray. Well, you know, prayers work. Because I prayed for Kyle, and you know, like, and we had, like, you know, an amazing outcome. So, but I think, like, you know, just have faith. You know, we need to have faith in God, and a lot of people forgot about that. You know, just so that's what I do every day. I pray and have faith, and, you know, let God do. You know, lead us the way, pretty much, and we just have to fight back. You know, get more people out there. You know, lock hands. You know, all the patriots go out there, fight, do something, run for office like Michelle is doing. You know, I'm so proud of you, Michelle. You're doing the right thing. You know, like, and you know, like, I'm all for you. Like, whatever you need, any help, let me know. I'm there for you, girl. And so
you're amazing.
So that's what we need. We need people like that out there, because, you know, going out there and just protesting, it's not really going to help. You know, we need to have people in office, you know, and run. We need more patriots to run this country, because that's all I can say. And thank you so much for having me on the show. And one last thing. So I was going to say about the Tesla Science Foundation that I'm involved in. So yearly, I do, it's a yearly event every January 5th, like this time it's 15, but usually 11th. But we do a Tesla Science Foundation event. So we have all the greatest scientists out there. It's an amazing event. If you guys want to come out, it's at the New York hotel, and I am going to host the whole event from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I think so. It's very interesting. If you like Nikola Tesla, a lot of people don't know much about him, but he was a great scientist, inventor, and it's not just about the cars. He did a lot of great things, you know. So if it wasn't like, what is his name? Edison, what's his name? But Edison stole his idea, we would have free energy nowadays. So, and I think that's what we're fighting for right now, to get free energy and to be free. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Josh, go ahead. What's your final thoughts, brother? We're going to have you back on, because I can tell them wheels are turning. I can tell they're turning.
Wheels or marbles, man, I don't know. But Councilwoman Atlanta, is an honor to be on with you guys, you ladies. Thank you for opening up some space. Todd, really appreciate you, brother. This is what needs to happen. Good people need to stand up. People need to start taking personal responsibility for their own actions. And, the government is, in my personal opinion, But if they're going to mandate something, let's mandate proactive measurements to make people healthy, right? Hey, let's how about instead of trying to get people on medication for because that's what they're doing it for money. Like there's no health program that helps people prevent stuff. Like if you're going to mandate something, obviously ain't gonna be mandated by nobody, but except this guy up here. But let's not be about the money. Let's be about the people, right? Let's be about the people and what's actually going to be good for them and not good for the pockets, right? Lining the pockets. Like Councilwoman said, is that hey, evil's going to prevail if good people do nothing.
Stand by and do nothing. Yep.
That's right, and that's why leaving law enforcement, I only had so much influence in that one spot. And now I learned that the power of leverage. I learned the power of community, right? That's what we teach in our program. Community, and like right here, we have like-mindedness, right? We surround ourselves. You're going to become like the 5 people closest to you. The 5 people you hang out with is who you're going to be like. So you need to find like-minded people, need to connect on different platforms. They need to get together. They need to meet in person, no matter what the government says, without their their masks, and they need to get together. And I'm gonna plug it. Follow me on Josh McDermott on Josh McDermott 87 on Instagram, Josh McDermott on Facebook. You can find me there. My number is 505-803-8391. I'm getting like-minded people together. And if you are in the military, law enforcement, nursing, you're doing something where you're being forced to do something you don't want to do, or you want to go and make a difference, guys, explore coaching. My goal is to help people. Go ahead.
No, your videos are going to be you're also going to put your videos on TTR Rev Nation as well, correct?
Yes, you guys are going to get to. I was kind of tame tonight, but it's going to be kind of unplugged, loud shouting. But my goal is to
imagine that a Marine
having options, have an opportunity for military, nurses, law enforcement, anybody that may want to say, hey, I need to do something else, or you lost your purpose. I'm going to do what I can, not only to help people physically, but mentally. And we need to start getting that encouragement, positivity, pulling people out of the muck of Facebook and all these other things so they can start getting inspired. And guys, we got to start creating. We got to start dealing some hope, and we got to start creating instead of just taking what's given to us. So, God first, man. That's all I gotta say.
Roger that. All I'm going to say is be the change that you want. It's not going to change if you sit on your ass and do nothing. Be the change that you want. Be epic. And as always, don't take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Veterans, if you need help, reach out. We've got the number at the bottom, the Veterans Crisis Line. Please reach out. You can call. You can text. I cannot say that enough. I've put too many of my friends in the ground, and I refuse to do it anymore. The Veteran Crisis Line is 1-800-273-8255 and press 1. Guys, much love and health and respect to all of y'all. And thank you for what you do. We're going to promote the hell out of the show. We're going to get the word out, and I would love to have all of y'all back on. James, exactly. That's why you started Common Sense Broadcasting Network. And I want to say thank y'all for what you do. Thank you for coming on. We would like to have you back on, maybe as an individual show when I have my normal crew back here, and we can get a little bit more in depth with each one of you. So anyways, thank you, Miss Trina. Thank you very much. We appreciate everybody listening, and I will send y'all the final numbers. And guys, you can always catch us here every week at 1900 Central Standard Time. Same Rev time, same Rev channel. Until next week, God bless Texas and God bless the United States of America. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
We'll be too blessed to be stressed. We'll see ya. Ladies.
minutes to write down what's itching inside my mind. It's been too long since we have talked about nothing at all. Wish I could call. I know you're lost. Please don't you worry. There's no need to hurry. Just stay strong. It won't be long before we're together. Right here in heaven. I miss you, Mom. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be there when you breathing while you're sleeping. Dear Mom, I know you are hurting, feeling the burden of me not there. You're way too strong to give up on living instead of still giving the love in your heart. I know it's hard, but never forget the things that I did and the reasons why you are my mom. So please keep on living, caring and giving. I love you, Mom. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be there when you breathe while you're sleeping. I can't believe I'm saying these words to you, but believe what I'm saying. You made me the man that I am. Dear Mom, please believe I've done everything I needed to. Dear Mom, I'll be here when you breathe while you're sleeping. I love you, Mom.